I cut out a board and then I glued it at the back of the mirror. And I'm going to be using table card metal clips. And I'm going to be gluing them first using a hot glue gun before I go around with an E6000 glue. So this is the pattern that I'll be making with the card metal clips. I took a round shaped object and I placed it in the middle. And this is going to be my guide for some of the other parts of the design. I continued this pattern until I got to this point. And then I took out the round object that I placed in the middle and replaced it with a larger one. This is just to hold the clips in place while I glue it down using a hot glue gun. I used the hot glue gun first just to make sure that I hold it down, and then I'm going to go around again with an E6000 glue. These are mini silver plastic spoons and I will be using these parts and I'm going to be gluing them to add to the design. Gluing down the spoons to the table card holder is kind of tricky, so I will be using just a hot glue gun for now, and after that I will go around again with an E6000 glue. I'm going to be repeating these steps for all the inner designs. And then I turned it over and I sealed it properly using an E6000 glue. I cut out this board and glued on a hook at the back to hang it on the wall. And this is so that I can actually have a neat finish. I used these oval mirrors at the tips of all the spoons and I glued them down using a hot glue gun and an E6000 glue. I will be gluing these acrylic gems to all the metal clips. And then I used these gems and added them to the design for more shine. When I was done, I cleaned all the mirrors and then I hanged it on the wall. Now this is what it looks like. I really love the way it gives off a lot of shine and a lot of glam. It's just unique and it's one of a kind. I am so glad that I incorporated table card holders that are made out of metal clips, and this turned out really cute. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the use of table metal clips for card holders to add to a mirror design. I got 2 packs of these and this is what it looked like, and now I'm going to be gluing 2 together using wood glue. After gluing them together, I used a large peg to hold them in place and left it overnight to dry, and I made 4. These are leftover wood pieces that I'm going to be using, and they had holes in them, and then I covered the holes because they had screws that I used for a different project. So now I'm going to be connecting or adding the domino pieces with the wood using screws. And remember to always use wood glue and screw together, just to make sure that they all stay in place. I'm going to be repeating the same thing with the marks that I have here for the other pieces. And for this part of the wood, I'm going to be covering it up with white paint. And now I'm going to be gluing on the other side on top, and this is what it looks like. I had to paint the top because it was looking really rough. This is the mirror we're going to be using that I got from Walmart. And then I used a transparent tape to cover it up for protection during spray painting. And now I got craft sticks and I'm going to be gluing 2 craft sticks like this. And I will be making 38 pieces in total. And I'll be using these pieces that I'm making to form the design for the mirror. Like I said earlier, I made 38 pieces, and this is how I'm going to be gluing them down to the mirror. This is what it looks like, and then I spray painted it silver. I then went ahead and I removed the tape. These are mini plastic spoons that I got from the Dollar Tree, and these are the parts that I will be using. And then I added them to the design. I also used 1-inch squared mirrors. I'm going to be using these hooks at the back, and I used these 6000. I left it overnight to dry. These are popsicle sticks at the lower side, and then I'm going to be using command strips too, and this is to compensate for the height of the hooks that we're going to be using. And the command strips at the lower side is so that I can have the board firm and sturdy on the wall. Now I turned it over, and then I glued on the main design with a mirror on top of it using the E6000 glue. The frame of the Walmart mirror is wood, and so for added security, I added nails. I did this on both upper sides of the mirror. And this is what it looks like, and then I added push lights. I forgot to mention that I used gems to complete the design. The mirror looks pretty on its own, but then with added storage, it's always a win-win. I took cup hooks, and then I put them here. I screw them on here, and that's to enable me hang other items. It's always a good thing to have extra storage in the home, and hey, it's behind the mirror. This is not where I intend to mount this. I only did this here so you guys can have a better view, clear of other items in the home. This is a foam board that I had already covered with contact paper a long time ago. I think I got it from Family Dollar, but they do sell them in the Dollar Tree. Now the next thing that I did was to cut out a round board using the shape of the lighting that I'll be using. And then I used a double-sided tape at the back of the board to put it on the board that has been covered with contact paper. And I'll be using 2 boards because I'll be making 2 vases. Now these are the towered blocks that I'm going to be using to form the vase shape on top of the board. In order for the lines to be straight, I'm going to be using a ruler. I also use the ruler to gauge it and keep it down as I will be gluing on the blocks to the board. Instead of doing this, you can also just use the ruler to draw out the shapes of the vases on the board and then glue on the blocks to the lines that you've drawn on the board. After that, I glued on another set of blocks on top of the first set. I glued on another set. So that's 3 sets of blocks that I used as the base for the vase. So now I'm just trying to put in the push light to see if the height is okay. And yes, the height is fine. So I took some of the blocks and spray painted them gold. And that's what I'm going to be using for the middle. But then as you're going to be gluing it, you would have to tilt it to the side. I made sure that I tilted the ones that I spray painted gold just a little bit at a certain angle, and I did that throughout for the middle part of the 3D vase. Now all I'm doing here is gluing on the remaining blocks and just following it and making a certain pattern so that I can have openings in the middle for light to reflect from the inside. I wanted it to look like this, and I left it this way. And now you can use a popsicle stick with E6000 and carefully just follow all the lines inside just to make sure that it comes out strong. And I repeated the same step for the longer vase. I glued these hooks at the back to mount it on a wall, and then these push lights come with its own adhesive backing that you can use for the lighting. to neatly install it. And this is what it looks like. What I wanted earlier was to just put wood on the wooden contact paper to make it look like it's wood on wood, but then I decided to just use gold in the middle just to give it a little bit of color. Thank you so much for watching. I have other videos linked in the description box below to check them out, and don't forget to click on the subscribe button.